We just finished Ari Aster's most grounded film yet.
Or is it? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Michael and Trevor Show. I'm Trevor,
I'm Michael.
and on today's episode, we're going to be breaking down the newest Ari Aster film, Eddington. In May of 2020, a standoff between a small town sheriff and the mayor sparks a powder keg against neighbor and neighbor in New Mexico.
Here we go. Let's jump into it. So this is a fun one. Genre for this movie, from what we found, contemporary western, a little bit of dark comedy. Got a couple different things. If you've seen Ari Aster, you might know what to expect a little bit.
Absolutely.
This movie has some really big stars in it, which I'm surprised about. So we have Joaquin Phoenix, who starred in his last film, Beau is Afraid. We got Pedro Pascal, has back-to-back movies coming out, and then Emma Stone and Austin Butler also play some big roles in the movie. So Trevor, we just got out of the theater like an hour or two ago. Tell me your initial impressions.
This is definitely an Ari Aster film.
Yeah.
This is the most grounded, in my opinion, of anything that I've seen from him. It still offers those highs and lows of the roller coaster ride that we're used to with an Ari Aster movie. It's a little longer, I will say that, but I think it makes up for it towards the back end of it.
Yeah, the back end is definitely, has a lot going on. If you've seen Beau is Afraid was his film in like 2023, 2022. That came out. That was also a longer film. And I feel like that one picked up towards like the second half.
Mhm.
There's a lot of like setup in this. And I mean, if you don't know anything about this movie, it's kind of going back to COVID times, like the beginning times of COVID.
Yeah, and I will say this is a COVID movie. This doesn't strictly talk about COVID-19. It also talks about the world that's going on with the George Floyd, the
Yeah.
BLM riots, everything that's going on in the world is put into this film, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't stray away from any of that. Obviously, there's like some exaggerated things that happen, as like any movie has to, but compared to some of the other Ari Aster movies, like it kind of is. I don't want to use the word nostalgic because it's not like it wasn't a like fun time necessarily what they're going and referencing, but just like makes you remember some of the things and how much the world changed during
Yes.
that time.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
Yeah, and there's definitely some like metaphors and just like deeper meanings. Maybe I haven't processed yet, but maybe you can give some insight
Yeah.
into that.
This is definitely a movie that you have to see a few times to understand.
Yeah.
It's definitely rich in the subliminal messaging of stuff that's going on, little hints, numbers that are popping up on the screen. This will definitely be a movie I will be getting on Blu-ray 4K and watching over and over again.
Yeah, I think this movie it's definitely going to be controversial. Just, I mean, it will be. It's about COVID-19 and uh, like there's some comedy in it too. Like you said, kind of dark comedy. So like some people might find some parts of it funny. Some people might not find other things funny. But I don't know. It does bring you back to some of just the crazy times, like
Yes.
the scene of them like going into the store and like everyone's like in line to go to the store. Like I almost forgot we used to have to do that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah, with
that
the face
time, in the
masks.
world. Well, yeah. I mean, the face masks are one thing, but just like yeah, like stores
Social
being
distancing.
social distancing, all of
Yeah.
that. Like it is really interesting. Like where we were at then and kind of how it's just back to normal now. So it's not something we deal with. And then the second half of the movie, I don't think we're actually going to get into spoilers in this, but the second half is when things start to turn up, and
Yeah, that
it
turn
gets
up
good.
and blow up, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, turn up and blow up for sure.
Kind of like Katy Perry's Fireworks, that song. And I
Yeah.
feel like, so that Katy Perry's Fireworks, the song, is played in the movie.
Yeah,
Once that's played, it's a different movie in my
yeah,
opinion.
it gets crazy. It goes from 0 to 100 real quick,
Yeah.
like because the main character follows. It's Joaquin Phoenix. I forget what his character.
Joe Cross.
Cross. Yeah, Joe Cross. Um, and like a lot of people probably won't like his character. And like he kind of like you felt for him a little bit in the beginning, like with the whole situation with his wife, who kind of just seems like she's not like he. One of the first things we saw was he was looking up like how to convince your wife to have like a kid or something.
Yes.
So like he just, I don't know, wasn't feeling the love from her. Um, and then the second half of the movie just,
It gets absolutely
yeah,
crazy.
it gets crazy.
And I will say it is nice, there's a lot of character development at the beginning, like the first
Yeah,
half of the movie, a lot of world building. There's things that are put in, not even mentioned, but just shown in picture that actually set up a lot towards the end. We're not going to get too in detail to what happens at the end. There's a lot of things that you don't know are real and things that you don't know are actually,
right.
what images he thinks are happening that they're not.
Which leaves you kind of at the end like, was all of that real? It kind of reminds you of like, what are some movies that
Bo's
like,
Afraid.
yeah, Beau is
Literally,
Afraid.
Bo's Afraid.
Um,
I mean, I feel like every Ari Aster movie, towards the end, you don't know what's real and what's fake. It's up to the audience to make up their mind, which I really appreciate that as a director. I interpret this movie differently than
yeah,
Michael towards another audience member, towards you who are watching it right now. So it's kind of
exactly.
cool to, you know, we make up our own ending to the movie and we interpret
Yeah,
it differently.
there's definitely not a definitive like ending. Like kind of where it's going, and there's like this whole technology company that there's like something deeper behind it that maybe isn't like good. Um, and it kind of I don't know, it just leaves it open ended for you to decide what happened because there's a character we see at the end that we didn't know would still be there. I don't want to even get into
Yeah,
spoilers, but
it's definitely a movie that a lot happens, but not a lot happens at the same time. And then the last, 45 minutes, stuff hits the
yeah.
fan, and you're like, whoa, I don't know how to interpret this.
Yeah, but like you said, it's more grounded than some of his other films. Like the first half, I was kind of wondering, like, how is this going to be an Ari? Like he's got to Ari Aster this up, and
Yes.
he definitely did that. But compared to like Beau is Afraid, Midsummer, um, I don't know. Overall, like I thought it was a good movie.
It was a very good movie. We'll talk about rankings and whatnot, but I know we've both have seen, I think, every Ari Aster
Yeah.
movie. Where does this rank compared to
Oh,
Hereditary, Midsummer, and Beau's Afraid?
yeah. So yeah, Hereditary came out first, I think, like
Hmm.
2018. Then we have Midsummer. Then Beau is Afraid. Um, I actually have enjoyed. I've enjoyed all of them. I think Hereditary is one of the most loved. I mean, a lot of people put that as one of their top horror movies. That movie was great. I would probably put Hereditary at number one as the best Ari Aster film. Then Beau is Afraid. I loved that movie. Second watch, that movie needs to be watched like two or three times. There's so much that goes on. It was so chaotic, but I loved it. That's number two. Then Midsummer, um, great film. And then Eddington is probably number four, which I don't think it's a bad movie by
Mm-mm,
any means. I
not at all.
actually have enjoyed all of his movies, but I would probably rank this as number four. I don't know if that's me just liking how fucked up his films are. This is probably the least effed up out of all of his films, but there's still some crazy stuff that happens if that's what you're looking to see out of an Ari Aster film.
Yeah, this is the tamest, but still the craziest. I mean, it's still a very crazy movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I think the
it's cool.
character. I mean, we didn't talk too much about the characters. Like these are huge names. I mean, Pedro Pascal has been in a lot of projects. He has Fantastic Four coming up. Austin Butler has been like a lead
Yeah,
in a lot of big movies. And then Emma Stone. She's been in. I don't know. She's been in a lot of different things recently.
I feel like Emma Stone's character was the most underutilized in the
Right.
film, but also has a very deep background that we didn't touch upon enough. There's something that
Exactly.
happens in the
There's
film.
so much we never explored about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like if there was a sequel, I would love to see the Austin Butler character and the Emma Stone character be more of a focus. Austin Butler's character is kind of like a Charles Manson godlike type of like um, cult leader,
Yeah.
and Emma Stone's character kind of goes into that area, like into that
Yeah, like
world.
kind of like being emotionally taken advantage
Hmm.
of because of like
Yes.
things that have happened in her past. Um, and it doesn't really go into, but that's how Ari Aster's films are. Like you think about something like Midsummer, the opening scene where like her parent, like with her parents and they don't really ever talk too much. Like
No,
there's so many like characters that you don't actually learn.
I just I wish this movie had like 30 extra minutes in it.
Yeah.
Like if there's a director's cut,
I wonder
put it
how
out
much
there.
was cut of this movie because they probably said like you can't make this more than 2.5 hours. It was literally
Absolutely.
2 hours and 20 minutes. They probably are like you need to cut this off.
And I feel like this is a great movie as it is, but I feel like if you added, 20, 30 minutes, it really could have been, a top 5 movie of the year for me. Don't get me wrong, this is a great movie,
Yeah,
but this could have bumped it up into being fantastic instead of being a very great movie.
yeah. I would say a very good movie. I mean, there were great things about the movie for sure. In our opinion, like Ari Aster's films are like these are the type of movies we
Yes.
really enjoy, and I think he did good with this one. I thought
Yeah.
the cinematography, the acting, like I don't have too many complaints about the movie. I think even the writing of the movie, I feel like that's maybe some of the negative complaints some of his films have got. I thought the writing of the movie was good. So I'm trying to think of like things I didn't really like about it because a great, it wasn't like an amazing movie.
It was a very good movie.
Yeah,
The one thing I can see people complaining about, though, is the political undertones to it.
100%. Yeah,
This was definitely, for me, a pretty middle. It wasn't too far right, too far left. There were definitely people in the crowd that were more right leaning, more left leaning. I don't think it really ruffled too many feathers, in my opinion. Granted, opinions are like buttholes, everybody has one.
yeah,
So that's just the way I'm interpreting it. I've seen people on Letterboxd say this is, too far right. I've seen people saying this is too far left. So if
yeah,
you are easily offended by stuff like that, I don't know if this is the movie for you. But it's very interesting because there are some characters that are more right leaning that I'm like, whoa, like that's a little crazy, but then it brings it back more center. And same with left leaning characters. And I'm like, and I feel kind of bad, for them. So you
yeah.
can sympathize with both sides, in my opinion, with this.
Yeah, for sure. Like I don't think Ari Aster was trying to like swing one way more than the other. I think it was just like more of just bringing back to that time and how like much anxiety and paranoia and just I don't know.
How scared we were because we had no clue what was going
Yeah,
on.
had no clue what was going on. And then it kind of just not exaggerate, yeah, exaggerates the whole situation into just this like darker story behind the main character that you learn
Yeah.
about.
And COVID-19 is definitely the main plot, but there's an under plot that
Right.
is actually starts off at the beginning of the movie, and we don't really hear about it till the end. Stuff is going on in the background, but once you see it, you understand, and you can put some, lines together and say, "Whoa, this kind of makes sense now." So I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, but it might be a conspiracy. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I feel like the whole movie was a lot about conspiracies with the Austin Butler character,
Yeah.
with the oh, we need masks, we don't need masks, whatever, however you feel about
Yeah.
that.
And then the whole thing with the company,
Yes,
the
the AI company.
it was like about like renewable energy or
Hmm.
something, but
Well, there's also AI. It was
oh,
an
true.
AI company as well.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of interesting because it was talking about the Native Americans and what land belongs to who. I kind of got a little reminiscent of Killers of the Flower Moon with that, because
Oh yeah,
remember
when
in
they
Killers
talk
of the
about that.
Flower Moon, it was
I mean,
like
that
the
was the whole
FBI.
plot
Yeah,
of that movie. Oh, and that well, that's not even a conspiracy. That's like
that's
that's what
what. Yeah,
happened.
FBI.
Or is that? Oh, FBI.
It was.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
If you haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon, go see that as well.
Yeah.
It's great. It's one of my favorite movies of last year.
Yeah, but I think that was like was some of it conspiracy that they added because wasn't that based on a real person
Yeah,
or a real
and it's all about how we
place?
interpret it. Some people think it's fact, some people don't. So
Exactly. Um, but I think that's a good way to put it. I would personally recommend seeing the movie. I think it has like a 6.5 or something on IMDb. I, Bo is Afraid actually didn't get that great of ratings. It's not for everybody.
correct.
Like this one isn't as trippy of a movie as like Bo is Afraid or Midsummer was. But there's definitely just some wild stuff that happens, especially in the second half. So I recommend seeing it.
Yeah, I'd go see this in the movie theater. If you're somebody who is more sensitive to things, I would say maybe watch it at home so you can pause the movie. You don't have to spend, 15 bucks if if you don't have the unlimited pass that we do. That's how we can afford to see all these movies.
Yeah,
But you definitely watch this. Give it a watch. You might like it. You might hate it. Who knows
yeah.
until you watch it.
Personally, right now where this movie's sitting at for me, I've been like going between 3.5 or 4. Because 4 is like I gave Superman 4. I really liked it. Um, I think right now Eddington, I'm sitting at a 3.5, but like a high 3.5. I want to go close to. It's more of like a 3.7, 3.8. I could see it on second watch even going up more than that. But a lot of good things about this movie for sure. Um,
And
what did
I
you think?
I agree with you on that. I really I love the movie. I mean, I really really liked it. Is this a top 5 movie of the year?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we've seen some good movies
Yeah,
this
we
year.
have. I would say I'd probably give this right now a 4 out of 5.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd
which
say
is still
four
a
out of
good,
5.
very good
We're
film.
8 out of 10 on IMDb,
Yeah,
IMBD,
definitely
DB,
don't regret
whatever.
seeing this movie, and I probably will watch it again
Yeah, I feel like on second watch this will be a lot. We'll understand a lot more of what's going on,
for
and we can
sure.
always pay more attention to what's going on in the background because I think what's going on in the background is important.
I think every Ari Aster film I've seen at least twice, like within
Hmm.
a certain period of time, just to like. There's so much to jump in, like so much you miss the first time watching it that kind of brings it all together on second watch.
Absolutely. So
But yeah,
yeah, go check this out. You're gonna like it,
yeah.
in my opinion. If you don't,
If you
sorry.
don't, sorry.
Yeah. Well, as always, I'm Trevor,
And I'm Michael.
and stay tuned. We have a Fantastic Four coming out later
Yep.
this
So
week.
if you are Marvel fan, you'll probably be interested in that one.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, thank you and have a great one.
Peace.